Hi, I'm Erin from Cottage Designs by Erin, and today I'm going to teach you how to make this beautiful Trip Around the World quilt. This is made from 5-inch pre-cut squares that a lot of companies are selling now. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to put it together. I'm down to my last row, so it'll be very quick for us to figure out how to do this. Let me show you first. Let me move my camera a little bit. You are going to pick up your 5-inch squares. They come in huge pre-packs. There's a big stack of them, okay? And you're going to, how I arrived at these colors is I started off with Roy G. Biv. You remember Roy G. Biv in 6th grade, The Colors of a Rainbow? And so I started with red, orange, okay, then your next color would be yellow, and it's called Trip Around the World because you continue to go around in a circle. Now, on my example, I didn't have enough of the same blocks to repeat every single thing matchy-matchy. So I just used anything and everything that I had left that was in that color scheme and went ahead and put it in there. So you would do red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And that's your Roy G. Biv. So your next step around would be your yellow, just like I did here in the center. All right? Okay, so when you get your rows sewn together, this quilt finishes at 40 by 40, which is a nice car-size quilt or lap quilt or wall hanging. I'm going to add borders to mine and make it a 50 by 50. So I have all of mine sewn together except the very last row. So I'm going to take that down and show you where we're at. I do recommend having a design wall if you have space for one. Design walls are very inexpensive. I've had this one for more than 20 years. I paid about $35 for it, and I ordered it from Keepsake Quilting. And if you look at the top of my ceiling, this design wall is attached to a 2x6. And the 2x6 was drilled into the wall, and then I tacked the design wall up, and I can take it down anytime I want and wash it. All right, so we're going to put our next row on here. We're going to carefully pin it. And as you can see, it's all matching up. Okay, the trick to getting this to sew together perfectly is to press your seams the opposite direction. You see how one's going one way and one's going the other? That's how you get the rows to perfectly, perfectly stack on top of each other. Okay, so let me push this through the machine and you can see what the finished product's going to look like. I apologize for not looking my best today. I've been very, very sick. Hopefully I'm on the mend. Okay, so as I push this through the machine, I want to make sure with my fingers that I keep the rows going the right direction. So one's going to go to the right and one's going to go to the left, and you're going to kind of help that along with your fingers as you sew. This is my favorite pattern to do for quick gifts, like baby quilts, charity or auction quilts. This design originated with the Amish, although theirs were all made from solid colors, typically using white or black as the background, normally black, which makes for a very striking contrast. So what I did is I put all my blocks on the design wall in an arrangement that I liked, and then I went through and started sewing those blocks together by rows. Okay, and I had a little excess hanging off on the end here, so I'm going to trim that down. All right, so let's move this back. Once we have the entire quilt sewn together, it will look like this. Normally you do not have to pin anything to the design wall because it'll stick, but once you start sewing it and it gets heavy, it needs a little extra support. All right, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you're going to need 81 5-inch squares to make this quilt. And you're going to start with your center and just do as I said. You lay it going around, and you'll keep going around the outside edge, okay? And then you're going to put the pretty sides down and sew them together in a row. And then you're going to press the first row going to the right, sew the second row together, press it going to the left, right, so on and so forth, so that way then all your blocks match up at these seams. Okay, now to make this bigger, I'm going to add a 5-inch border all the way around it to make it a nice size. You could also just get, more blocks and alternate a color, maybe black and white all the way around, or however you want to do it. So in a very, very, very short video, that is how you make a trip around the world. Please subscribe to my channel for more quilt ideas in the future. Thanks. Have a good day.